Change my name here.
All right,
Hi.
guys. Welcome to the October 2022 October update roundup. As usual, myself and Kevin were the co-founders here at Pebble, and we're excited to share with you some of the things we've been working on. So yeah, and do not miss this. We do this every first Thursday of the month, usually every the first Thursday of the month. And what do I want to say? Right, you can subscribe onto YouTube, and then hit the bell icon. You'll get dinged when we're live, so you know we're live. And we want you guys to come in, join us live, engage with us, ask questions. This is a really great opportunity to connect with us. It's not often, I think, that founders are out there sort of communicating with their users, and we love doing that. So please take full advantage of this. This is where we love to hear from you guys. It's all about you guys at the end of the day. So I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to go right, and we're going to dive right into this. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. And by the way, if you guys want to leave something in the chat, you're on YouTube or Facebook, we should be able to see on the platform we're streaming from. So feel free to even say hi. It'd be nice. Okay, so it's the October 2022 update roundup. First of all, again, always thank you to our users, our supporters, people who are interested, who are supporting us, our partners, everybody. Thank you so much, as usual. All right, well, let's jump right into our latest updates. We have nothing. No, I'm joking. We do have stuff to talk about here today. So let's jump right into things. First of all, I'll talk a little bit about the Chrome extension. We recently launched our Chrome extension. It is the Pebble Chrome extension. If you head over to pebblerei.com/pricer, it's called Pebble Pricer. You can find that. It's a completely free tool. If you haven't heard of it, make sure you grab it. It's saving everybody a bunch of time. You don't need to be a user to be using this Chrome extension. It's completely free for everybody, and it's to help you find comps and do pricing from those real estate marketplaces. Now, we recently launched it a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. We were on Realtor, we were on Zillow. There was a couple bugs. We fixed that. We're now also able to work with land.com. So do check that out. We also now work with Redfin as well. So we're going to continue to work on this extension. But again, I'll talk about it a little bit after the slide where you can find that. All right, I'm going to jump into the next thing here. Kevin, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah.
Wait,
so, yep. So we've made a ton of updates on Pebble side of things. So I can share my screen here, and we can just walk through a few of these. So this is something that people have asked for, and it is the ability to go to your next and previous leads. So let's say I'm here on the seller leads page, and I open up this lead here, Lester. So I can click Lester, and then it is going to now give me these next and previous buttons here at the top. So if I'm in a lead and I'm working a lead, I'm going through and fill out all the things, I no longer have to go back to the board to find the next thing to work on. I can just go right up here, click next lead, and there we go. Now I'm in the next lead, and I can just quickly cycle through these all until I get through my whole thing here. So it's really a quick and easy way to navigate through your leads. And yeah, we think that will be a time saver for people. So that's the next and previous leads links.
Awesome. Cool. All right. And then after that, we have, you know what? I'll let you continue to share your screen. The stage dropdown.
Stage dropdown. So this is another one. We used to have a bar here at the top that sort of had all your stages listed. The problem with that is that some people have lots and lots of stages. So we would end up with that bar, especially on smaller size screens, where that bar would actually extend way to the right, and you'd have to like scroll the bar over if you wanted to move your lead into one over there. So we've just cleaned that up a little bit. We've turned it into a drop down that now lives up here in the right corner. So now all your stages will appear here, and you can have as many stages as you want. You won't. You might have to, I guess, scroll if it goes off the page, but at that point, that might be too many leads or too many lead stages. So yeah, that's your new bar there, and you can just click to change the stage, and yeah, we think that will make lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, cool. All right, and then this one.
PatlLive. Okay. Do you want to talk about the sort of the background of
Yeah.
this
So
issue?
what we're finding is a lot of you guys are starting to work with call answering services. Now, this isn't necessarily just for PatLive, okay? You want your calling answering services to be able to enter in their property. Now, previously we had it so that they could email it in to you guys and get that lead in, but it had to follow a certain format, which sometimes they may have not followed. That caused also some issues within Pebble. Um, you can also, well, you could send them to your website, right? You could send them to your website. You could create a dedicated form on your website. So you create a form inside of Pebble, embed it onto a hidden page, which they could submit it. Now, what we've come up with is a solution where you don't need any of that. All you need is what we're calling our Pebble PatLive sort of
Yeah.
call answering forms, and really, it's built into Pebble. And what it is a public page that is accessible without your agents logging into your Pebble account, so they don't have to come into Pebble. They can submit a lead to you directly through a link that you can provide. So I'm going to let Kevin share his screen here, and
Mhm.
let's kind of go through this.
Yes. So here we are on a lead form. So this is an example of a seller lead form. So this would be leads that come into my seller board. And we've got some fields that we've added. Most people have a bunch of fields that they want to, or questions that they want to ask potential sellers before they even, or as they're reaching out to them on their website. Now, what we had previously was this create embed code. And this is what would embed this form right on your website. So you could copy paste that link onto your site and you'd have a form there. But what we found is that sometimes for things like PatLive and other times, or maybe you want to have like an intake manager fill out this form, but you don't want to have them go to your website and basically run through the whole process that a typical like somebody just cold coming to your website would do. So what we've done is we've created this public form link here. So if you click that, it'll just bring you straight to this form. Now, this is a publicly available link. You can give anybody in the world this link. In your case, it'll say pebblerei.com, and then this unique link here. And now you can hand that to anybody, be it PatLive or your intake manager. And when they get on the phone with somebody, they can pull up that link, fill out the same information. So let's just say this is Bob Smith. Ask for his phone number, ask for his email. And another thing we've changed now is you no longer have to enter an email. We know that this was a problem where people didn't want to give email addresses. So we've left that now an optional field. So all you have to do is type in one or the other, phone or email. So you can click next there. It's going to ask if they have an offer code. If they enter an offer code that is attached to one of your mailers. So like they received a letter, they have an offer code, they can type it in here, but they don't have to. They can also click, I don't have an offer code. But in this case, we'll type in an offer code here, click submit. Now they'll be presented with your form. So does this have power? Yes. What access? We'll say dirt road. Click submit. And there we go. So that's basically the same process that they would have done on your website, except now it's sort of a little bit more streamlined. You don't even have to have a website. You can just send people straight to this Pebble form and they'll be able to fill out the leads here, and yeah, so we think that that will be helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah. Um, Definitely, this is going to streamline a lot of things for you guys who want to jump right into using a call answering service. Now we've got a question here from Carl. He asks, "How did you get that and previous page?" I think he wants to know how to get access to this.
Yes. So in your case, if you go to settings and then, well, actually, this is not live yet. It will be shipped on Monday. So you won't see this just yet. But if you go to settings and then you will have a link called automations. And on that automations page is all of your lead forms. You can click into one of those lead forms and you'll see the public form link there. But again, that will ship on Monday. So wait till Monday to before you see that.
I just want to say, Carl. I just want to say thank you to Carl. Carl has been around since really the inception of REI Conversion / Pebble, and he's always been such a help in the community. He's one of the people that got me started in land too, and he probably doesn't realize it, but I used to like ask a lot of questions, lurk around in the RE Tipster community, the forum, and Carl, I just want to say and take the time to say thank you for all that you do and all that you share. I know we've had a private conversation just recently, and I'm so excited for the next part of your life here, and yeah, thought I say hi. Anyways, cool. Let's go
Awesome.
forward here onto the next slide here, and we're going to talk about what's coming up ahead. But before that, I feel like we got a commercial. Before that, though, if you haven't checked out Pebble Pricer, head over to pebblerei.com/pricer. You can grab our new Pebble Pricer tool. It is a Chrome extension. It will install right into your Chrome browser. From there, you can do your comp calculations. You can pull properties from the sites that you're visiting, like the ones that we have listed below. So make sure you check that out. We're continuing to finesse this, improve on this. There's a couple things that we're going to talk about that we're going to be working on this as well. So again, let's head over to pebblerei.com/pricer. Please share it within your communities, with your friends, with your with other people in your groups. Please do. I think this will provide tremendous value and hopefully save some people some precious time. Cool. All right.
And also
So
let us know if you have any feedback on things you'd like to see or websites that you'd
yeah.
like to see. We're going to be adding a few more here in the
Yes.
coming weeks. But if there's any random ones that you use a lot that you want to see us support, just let us know.
Yeah. Great. So let's keep going here then. There we go. Yep.
Yep.
Chrome,
More
as we just
sites.
mentioned, with our Chrome extension, we're going to be having more sites that it'll work along with. Now, every site, I don't know the technical language here, and Kevin, please don't kill me here, but every site is a little bit different on how we can pull the property off of those pages. So it does
Yes.
take time for us to actually basically analyze that site. Okay, this is how they're loading the properties. This is how we can bring the properties right into the extension for you guys. So give us some time. Again, please be kind on the reviews and inside the Chrome Web Store. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. We're also going to be allowing for some exporting functionality. I know this is important to you guys. This is sort of the next step with the extension. So that will be coming sometime soon here.
Yes.
All right. Let's keep going with Pebble here.
Yes. Campaign. Yeah, campaign that. So for those of you who email or who send mail outside of Pebble, so you've got your own mail house or your own process, and you just want to track your things like response rates inside of Pebble. Up till now, that has been something that we haven't supported. So you had to send the mail through Pebble in order for us to generate stats for you. That's no longer going to be the case. We are going to actually change a little bit of the campaign and the activation of campaigns to make it so it's a little bit plays a little bit nicer for those of you who are not sending mail through Pebble. And one of those is we'll be able to calculate stats for you. So when you import your list, you'll be able to track leads that come in, and you'll be able to set those with your basically you'll be able to get stats on your campaigns, no matter where you send them.
And this means like response rates as well, right? So
Yep. And then
cool.
I think the next one is also campaign
Oh, sorry.
related.
Yes.
Yes, splitting campaigns. Yeah. So a lot. Well, this is sort of a thing we've been thinking about a lot. Jesse often talks about this on the demo calls, which is split testing your campaigns. This is really important for those of you who are trying to eke out that little bit higher response rates, which is very important. And that's doing an A/B test. So sending the same group of property owners two different letters. So splitting your list into two groups, sending one version of a letter and sending another version of a letter, and then tracking which one got a better response rate. And you'll be surprised at, just tiny little tweaks to a letter can have a big impact on your open rates and your response rates. So we're going to allow split testing campaigns right from within Pebble. So you'll be able to import your list, split that campaign into two, and then you're off to the races. You can just set a different template and get going.
I know that this might be some of you guys don't actually do this. Totally cool. But the reason could be also because you have to sort of split the list manually right now and then create two separate campaigns. I will let you know the people who are doing this are benefiting from this. I'm not just making this up. I really know people are benefiting from this. So it is to your advantage. Even if you're like, listen, even if you don't want to do a crazy change, let's just say you're doing a postcard, right? You want to, I don't know, you want to do something simple, maybe a arranged offer versus blind. I don't know. Or maybe it's just an image change. Or maybe you're going to include a family photo and one you're not. Run that test because like, why not?
It doesn't cost you anything, right?
It doesn't
It's
cost
the
you
same
anything, and
price. Yeah.
you're just going to get more data that you can compare to. And then I recognize, and we both recognize here, that if we can make this easier for you guys are going to actually try that out. So yeah, we're going to be introducing that fairly shortly here. All right, guys, I think this one I'm super excited about.
Yes.
No, it's just a normal thing. Okay,
this
cool.
is so this is something that we started working on last month, but it's something that we've been talking about for basically since Pebble was created. And this is having Pebble be the central hub of all your communications. So that means email, texting, phone calls, all that daily stuff that you're probably spending hours a day right now doing. We want to bring that into Pebble so that everything is in one place. So being able to send an email from inside of Pebble, being able to get a phone call from inside of Pebble, answering it inside of Pebble, logging that information, doing analytics on that stuff. So how many touch points am I having with each one of my acquisitions? These are all really important stats that we care about as land investors. And we've always known that this is something that Pebble needed to do, and we are now going to do it. So we have a very early alpha thing to show you today, but just know that this is not quite fully baked yet. And we are just starting the process of getting some beta testers to play around with it. There will be lots and lots of iterations that we need to do, and so this is not going to be something that ships next week, but in the coming months, you will start seeing these releases come out. So just be patient as we sort of iron everything out. This is a very complex thing to build, and we want to make sure we do it right and spend the time to make sure that everything is really tightened up. So just give us some patience. Have some patience as we get this shipped. So anything else you want to
Yeah.
add before we demo things, Jesse?
No, I think this. No, let's sort of dive right into it and sort of I'll let you sort of show your screen there.
Sure. So, okay. So the big thing now is we will have this new inbox over here on the left-hand side, and this will not appear in your screen in your account just yet, but it will shortly, hopefully, if all goes well. So, if I click into my inbox here, I have basically my unified inbox. So this is actually going to connect to your email, your business email account. So whether you are a Gmail user or an Office 365 user, or you have email through GoDaddy,
Yahoo.
yeah, Yahoo, Hotmail, anything you have, we will connect with that. So I'll just go through the process of connecting that. We have some inbox settings here. You can click into that. You can see that I have two inboxes. So I've got my seller's inbox and my buyer's inbox. And I've connected my kevin@pebblerei.com email. So this would be like, this might be hello@mylandcompany.com, whatever that is. And it's very easy to connect things. You just click connect. It will bring you to a thing to log in with Gmail. I won't do this because I've already done it, but you'll click sign in with Gmail. It'll ask you if you want to give Pebble access to your Gmail account, and then it'll bring you right back to, actually, I can just click this. It'll bring you right back to Pebble, and then boom, we have now your email connected, your connected account here. So what does that mean? Well, that means that when I go to my inbox, I can compose a brand new message to anyone. So I can send it to a potential customer, or I can send it to a real estate investor or whatever. And if I click send here, that email is going to be sent from my Gmail account or my Yahoo account or my GoDaddy email account. So the benefit there is that the receiver, the person who's getting that message from me, is actually going to see it coming from my company names. So it won't come from, no reply at pebble.com. It's going to come from my personal email address, so they know that it's me. And that should cut down on getting flagged for spam and all that stuff. So really big benefit there for email is that it's as if you opened up your Gmail account and typed in an email over there, except you never have to leave Pebble. And Pebble will track all of that information. It will tie it to your seller leads, all that stuff. So that's sort of email, and this will be the first feature that we ship is email, and yeah, so you'll be able to connect your email accounts. You'll be able to search your messages. You can, archive your threads. You can mark them as read, all of those things. But this is also more than just email. So here I've got, well, let's step back a little bit. Currently, we have your inbox addresses. So every Pebble seller and buyer board gets an inbox address, and that's an address that you can give to, say, Zillow or land.com, and then any of those leads that come in. So I've got an example Zillow lead here. So anybody that fills out a contact form on Zillow will send you an email. So in this case, I'm sending an email to my inbox address, and then now that will show up right in here. So the change now is that all of those leads are going to come straight into your inbox. So just like your regular email leads will come in here, your Zillow leads, your land.com leads, your website submissions. So I've got like a form submission here on my website. So all of those things will basically come to my inbox. And from my inbox, I can then attach those to a lead and do the follow-up and all of that stuff. So basically your inbox now is going to become your central hub for communication.
Yeah.
And yeah.
From sort of a higher level here, your inbox again serves as where all your messages come into. And really, your goal here is to come in, you know exactly the first point you're going to work out of is that inbox. What new notifications have I gotten in? Now, right now it's just email, but this will include texting and phone calls in the future as well. From here, you will determine what's just a message, what, you'll determine what it is. And then you'll be able to then create a deal or a lead out of that. You'll be able to generate a lead out of that. So that would then get attached to a lead card inside of your seller board or your buyer's board. But it is really your first point of where you're going to sort of manage all your notifications. And then that feeds right into your buyer or seller board afterwards. Now, might seem a little bit confusing. I'm not the greatest at explaining these things, but when we get more and more closer to demoing more of this, you'll see exactly what I mean.
So essentially, the idea here is that for those of you who are using a system like Follow-Up Boss, we are going to basically be replacing Follow-Up Boss. So, and obviously there's lots of things that Follow-Up Boss does, like with scheduling, follow-ups and doing automated campaigns and all that stuff. We will be eventually doing all of those features. So the idea is that Pebble is sort of your one-stop shop. So no need to pay for two separate follow-up bosses to handle your buyer leads and your seller leads. Everything is going to come straight into Pebble. You can create multiple inboxes. Maybe you have multiple streams that come in. You want to split off your Florida properties versus your Arizona properties. You can have those come into separate inboxes. And basically now Pebble will be able to track everything. You'll be able to open up a property or a seller lead and see all the communication I've ever had with my seller here. And so I can see the text messages I sent them. I can play back recordings of phone calls. All of that stuff will be available from a click right here within Pebble. So Pebble now becomes really your central hub for everything, not just mailing and property information.
Yeah. There's a great question here. I assume we'll need a specific email for our deal lead related email to differentiate inbound emails to it from general business inbound emails, correct?
So the way that this will work is, so when inbound emails come into your, say, Gmail account, let's say you have a Gmail account, Kevin@mylandcompany.com. Now, if you're having leads actually send emails to that, well, let me back up here. So not every email that gets sent to your Gmail account will land in Pebble. Basically, what Pebble will do is look if you have a contact in your system, a contact within Pebble that has that email address. So if a seller, say that you have in Pebble, emails you, then that message is going to show up in your inbox. But if it's just your mom sending you an email, you don't obviously want that to come into Pebble. So as long as Pebble doesn't have your mom as a contact in Pebble, then you won't see that email, that message. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, there's still a lot of iterations, and we're getting sort of feedback on this. There's still a lot that we're working through, but that is basically that's the big thing that we're currently working on at the moment. So we're gonna leave it at that for now. And that pretty much wraps it up for this month's update roundup. If there are any other last minute questions or questions here, go ahead and leave it in the chat. Also, you can leave it under this a YouTube video. We'll also come back and answer those. We do check those. Don't forget you have the Slack community, our Slack community for you Pebblers out there. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for all the support we continue to get. And yeah, we'll see you guys next month. But there's a lot of stuff that we're doing every week. So if you want to join us live on a session or whatever, you can head over to pebblei.com, go under resources and upcoming events. You can see what we're doing live, and you can always join in there and ask questions and work through things together. Other than that, have a lovely Friday tomorrow and an amazing October, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.